Let's get the one that I think that you're gonna be probably pretty careful about, and rightfully so, out of the way first. But I've gotta ask you, because these people would want me to ask this to you, what, if anything, can you share of your thoughts regarding the Commonwealth campus analysis, and specifically, people here are very concerned. We don't think that we should have to make the compelling case for Penn State Schuylkill, but we're proud to do so, and we think we have a lot of compelling facts. But what would be your comments to this group of this ongoing process?
Sure, and a surprising question, I wasn't but in all seriousness, this is a long time coming. There are studies at the university that date back 20 to 25 years looking at the Commonwealth campus ecosystem structure. And the goal and purpose of our land grant mission that is exemplified by the Commonwealth campuses has certainly evolved over the years. And as a result of that, it's really our duty as trustees to ask the administration to take a hard look at whether the 20 campus system we have continues to serve the Commonwealth as it was intended to, and the students as it was intended to. There are a couple of things that have happened over the years. Obviously, high school graduation rates are down throughout the Commonwealth. The demographic cliff that they're talking about in 2026 is real in terms of the further decline. And the student population at some of our campuses is at 30% or less of their capacity. Some of them have classes that are as small as 3 and 4 people. And you might say, well, that's really good because it's a one-on-one type education. But is that the Penn State experience that people expect when they come to a flagship university like Penn State? I don't think so. So those things just aren't sustainable. So we've had to look at that. The World Campus obviously has had an impact on some of our campuses. Believe it or not, the World Campus is now our second largest campus without any particular physical assets, right? And that has made our education more accessible and more affordable for a lot of Pennsylvanians, and perhaps most importantly, a lot of our veterans, a lot of our first responders, a lot of our military personnel. So that's a positive, but it's adversely impacted some of our campuses. So we had to take a giant step back and ask the administration to have a data-driven process to analyze campus by campus how each one is doing and what they mean, obviously, to their communities, which is highly important. So we've gone down that road. We have a large 10-person committee led by the President's Chief of Staff, the Vice President for Commonwealth Campuses, and the Provost. And they're doing the hard work. So the decisions ultimately will be data-driven. But going back to my law school, our law firm career, I had to do compensation for 60 partners out of a 150-person firm. And of course, they all thought they should be paid more, right? And we always would have all this data on how they should be compensated. But I coined the phrase that the objective data doesn't tell you everything. You have to take a subjective application of objective data, is what I've always said. And that's the approach, at least I, as chair of the board, will be taking when the recommendations ultimately come from this group. Why? Because the data itself doesn't tell the whole story about how important a particular campus is in the particular ecostructure that they operate. So those things have to be taken into account. How important is it to the community? Is the community supporting it? Are the legislators supporting that campus? Those kinds of things are all subjective things that have to be examined in addition to the objective data. So at the end of the day, I feel that yes, there will be closures at some campuses. The ones that are not closed will be stronger than ever because it's going to free up resources to dedicate to the successful one. Optimistically, I'm sure you want Schuylkill to be a success. I personally do too. but I don't make that decision individually. So that's gonna allow for resources to perhaps expand the nursing program, or expand the radiology program, expand programs at campuses that are increasing enrollment, not declining enrollment. So this is an issue that's been kicked down the road for at least 20 years. We now have a president that is transformational. She's willing to take on the difficult issues. This is a difficult issue, but it's necessary for the university to continue to grow and thrive in the areas that it's needed. And it's needed throughout the Commonwealth. To fulfill our land grant mission and keep an accessible and affordable education, we need Commonwealth campuses. Now, do we need X number in one particular geographic area? Probably not. When enrollments are 250 or 300 individuals. I mean, those are the kind of challenges we have to look at. And when we go to the legislature for our appropriation, we want to be able to say, these decisions were difficult, because, I mean, we have legislators at our table. No legislator that has a Commonwealth campus in their district is going to be happy if their campus closes, right? No, and I understand that. But by the same token, maybe there are other things that can be done with those campuses. Maybe it's a relationship with a charter school. Maybe it's a relationship with a local university that doesn't have any more capacity for land. Maybe it's a repurposing in terms of a rural healthcare facility. Maybe it's a repurposing as an expansion of Penn College of Technology. Because some of our campuses where, you know, only 40% of the students are completing their degree, it's a disservice to them. They start a program, they perhaps take on debt and never finish the degree. We're doing a disservice to that individual, because maybe that individual wasn't intended for an associate degree or a full degree, but maybe they're intended for a tech program that is gonna give them a very rewarding career, and those are the kinds of programs that Penn College of Technology has that the university owns. Some of those programs perhaps can be exported to those campuses that may be subject to closure. So there's a lot of different things that can be done at these campuses. I put the word closure in quotes because I'm not sure what closure is gonna mean at the campuses that are announced to be closed. It might be a direct sale to a local university. It might be something in conjunction with the local school district that needs our facilities. All those things have to be examined. That was a long-winded answer. I apologize for trying to cover as much of it as possible so that you have an idea of what we're trying to get our arms around.
I